Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the Thunderstruck Super Late Model Series. Tonight, these Super Late Models will be taking on USA International Speedway for 125 action-packed laps here. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight at Yatman Weeson. I'm excited to call the racing action here, again, with the Thunderstruck Super Late Model Series. Last week, we were at Martinsville Speedway, and he absolutely dominated the race. Aaron Johnson ended up getting the win, led 118 laps, saw 4 cautions and only 1 lead change. The only other leader we had was Cody Pannell. Second place was Jason Warren. Third was Cody Pannell. Fourth was Brandon Hughes. And fifth was Josh Oswald. So here's how the point standings is currently looking like. We currently have a tight battle between Cody Pannell, Josh Oswald, and Jason Warren. All of them fighting for that top spot in points right now. Fourth is Mike Hasty, and fifth is Aaron Johnson. But right now, first through third, only about 20 points separate them. So this race could definitely play a role in who wins and who loses the championship for sure, just based on how tight the point standings are at the moment. Right now in practice, your points leader, Cody Pannell, is on the top of the board with 20.22 as his fastest lap time. Second is Kobe Roberts, 20.31. Brandon Hughes is third, 20.31. So right now, wow, Cody Pannell is about a tenth faster than everybody else. Fourth is Josh Oswald. Fifth is Sam Wetstein. Now here's one thing that I'm noticing. Jason Warren is not in this race. Got a top 3 last week. Is in the top 3 in points, but look at this. He is currently not in the session. So right now it's looking like he's going to give the second spot, right now he's sitting third in points. He's going to give it to someone else, Mike Hasty or Aaron Johnson. That's definitely unfortunate there for Jason Warren. He was last season's champion. Now, I will say Aaron Johnson did not participate in all of our races so far this season, but he is in the top 5 in points, a lot of that because of the win that he got last week. We actually are currently watching Aaron Johnson right now in that number 78 machine. And looks like he's around. So right now here in this session we have 15, 16, 17 drivers. And for those of you who don't know, here's how the format is here in the Thunderstruck Super Late Model Series. For qualifying, it's going to be just single car qualifying, 2 laps, I believe, to get your fastest lap time. In the top 15 in qualifying will advance to the feature. Then the rest of the field has to fight into the feature through the heat races, and only 5 drivers will end up advancing through the heat races. So that's going to bring our total for the feature to 20 cars. Now, I don't think we are going to have heat races because we have 17 cars, but I don't know. We'll see. And here we go. We're getting set here for qualifying. Here goes Hemi Girardini on track right now in that 017. You see Cody Pannell, your points leader, Kobe Roberts. All are going on track right now. There's Mike Hasty. He is exiting pit road. I will say, if you're an iRacer and you race short tracks, you can definitely relate to this. USA International Speedway definitely has one of the hardest pit roads to exit based on how tight you are between the white line and the wall while you're exiting. So these drivers are going to have to be careful about not getting unsafe pit exit while they're beginning their qualifying run. Kobe Roberts is the first on the board, 20.52. Then it's Cody Pannell going to the top of the board, 20.30 is his lap time. Second on screen right now, Michael Swink. And then third is Kobe Roberts. So right now, there's a tenth separates first and second at the moment. Cody Pannell sitting pretty right now in that first spot. He improves, bringing his lap time now to 20.28. Kobe Roberts is sitting in second now, 20.40 is his lap time. It's still about 2/10 off of the lead. Josh Oswald sitting in third. Here's Keith Lichtenwalner on track. I believe he is completing his first lap right now. Oh, Nathan Hall is around. After getting to 7th on the board, he is going to spin, and that's definitely going to hurt his qualifying run in the Trek to get a top 3 spot. We see Aaron Johnson right now sitting in third on the board. 20.41 is his lap time, but still, it's about 2/10 off of the pole. Kyle Martinson to second, 20.37. Wow, great lap time there for Martinson. He's less than a 10th off that number 9 machine. Again, Nathan Hall spinning into the inside wall. A lot of damage on that number 20 machine. Looks like Aaron Johnson is going to be starting 4th from what we've seen right now. Aaron Johnson started 3rd last week, and that didn't faze him at all. He was able to make it right to the lead in only 7 laps. Might take a little bit longer for him to make it up to the front of the field this time. Definitely think Aaron Johnson is one of the favorites to win the race here tonight. So it looks like everybody who was going to qualify has qualified. Let's actually go ahead here and take a quick little look at your current race info for tonight's race. Right now, we see it's 69 degrees Fahrenheit air temperature, 5% humidity, partly cloudy skies, 2 miles per hour wind speed. The track temperature is a little bit warmer at 71 degrees Fahrenheit. And we are here again at USA International Speedway. It's about 6/10 of a mile here, and it's in Lakeland, Florida. Now, I will say, USA International Speedway, unfortunately, does not exist anymore. It was demolished in 2008. But here on iRacing, fans of the track are still able to enjoy and race here at USA International Speedway. It is a shame that the track got tore down. It was home to lots of great races for many years. But again, cool thing is that drivers are still able to enjoy the track here on iRacing. I know iRacing actually does have a few different defunct racetracks here on the platform. You know, North Wilkesboro's on there, USA. I know for a long time, Lanier was not functioning. I know Lanier, there's racing back at Lanier, but at one time there wasn't any racing at Lanier. And I believe there's a few other tracks as well there where racing has stopped. Myrtle Beach. Racing is not going on at Myrtle Beach anymore, but the track is still on the iRacing platform. I know a lot of people here watching our race fans, and y'all might know the experience that it feels to lose a hometown track, and I know that's what a lot of people in the Lakeland, Florida area definitely felt when USA International Speedway closed. But we're actually getting ready to see some racing action here with our heat race. There will be only 2 cars in this heat race, and both of these drivers here in the heat race tonight will be advancing to the next round. So this is merely for starting position. Who's going to start 19th and who's going to start 20th? Or excuse me, who's going to start 16th and who's going to start 17th? So let's take a look here at the starting lineup. Starting on the pole with a 21.902 as his fastest lap time, it's Keith Lichtenwalner starting on the pole. Then outside of him from Michigan, it's Eric Lake. And looks like Eric did not even grid. So it's going to be a 1-car show here in this heat race. We're going to be seeing Keith Lichtenwalner just drive around this 6/10 of a mile for 20 laps by himself. So right now is the perfect opportunity to use the restroom, get a snack, and get ready for the action-packed feature event that is coming up here after the heat race. But let's actually go ahead here and look at the start from the cockpit cam of Lichtenwalner's. Here's the dashboard and the driver input. The driver input shows how much Lichtenwalner is turning the wheel. If he's turning the wheel a lot, there's going to be like huge spikes on the graph. And then there you can see how fast he's going and what gear he is in. Like most cars here on the iRacing platform, on these starts, you're going to want to be starting in the second gear. And we'll see. He should be able to shift to fourth by the middle of turns 1 and 2. So here we go. Pace car is in, and he is getting started. Green flag is out here for Lichtenwalner. He shifts to third, and then already shifts to fourth here on entry. Here, yes, he's running about a car length above the bottom. Drifts up to the top of the track. And he is diming in those corners. Washing up a little bit. He's not able to hug the bottom. Looks like he is hitting the chip a little bit, as you can see there on the little RPM graph right there. It'll turn yellow when he hits the rev limiter. So right now, he's running about 22.09 lap times at the moment. So that's pretty far off the leader. But I mean, hey, Lichtenwalner's trying his best out here. Also, while this one-car heat race is going on, this is the perfect opportunity to make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as it would be greatly appreciated. You can also check us out on Twitter, Intensity Broad 1, and also download the eRacing TV app on Roku TV and Fire TV. 15 to go here for Lichtenwalner, and right now, we're going to actually go ahead and pump up the intensity while Lichtenwalner continues to just turn some laps by himself here in the heat race. He actually just ran his fastest lap time very recently, 21.50, but here we go. We're going to turn the volume all the way up. Nope, there's actually only one car in this heat race, Nick. There was supposed to be two, Eric and then Keith, but Eric was not able to make it to the start, so right now it's just Keith Lichtenwalner turning some laps here, and both of these drivers will advance to the feature. But right now we are going to pump up the intensity, turn up the volume, hear the sounds and sights of the racetrack. Here we go. So there we go. That's pump up the intensity for you. And we currently have less than 10 laps to go for Lichtenwalner to finish up this heat race. This is more like practice here for Keith Lichtenwalner. He actually technically has a little bit of an advantage over everybody else. These drivers that aren't in the heat race tonight, they get one practice, one qualifying, a practice, and then the race. Lichtenwalner gets practice qualifying, a 20-lap heat race for him to get some more practice time in, another 1-minute practice, and then the race. So if Keith Lichtenwalner is probably going to have this track down pat by the time this heat race is over. He's been able to get a lot of practice time. We go 4 laps to go here for Lichtenwalner. His fastest lap time throughout this heat race was a 21.50. I will say Lichtenwalner does have one of the lower I ratings and license of the league. He is currently in D class with a 2.53 safety rating and 556 I rating. But hey, look at this. Whiskey River is getting a lot of advertising time. It's been all over the screen for this whole heat race. So I don't know, this broadcast is not sponsored by Whiskey River, but it's kind of looking like it here. There's only one car on the track, and that's the Whiskey River car, last lap. And why not? Go to your local Whiskey River if you haven't already. I know the business is owned by, I believe, Dale Earnhardt Jr. So if you're a NASCAR fan, it's definitely a place to go. And there you go. Keith Lichtenwalner is your heat race winner. And he was the only driver in the heat race. But here we go. We're getting ready for our 2-minute warm-up. As we're getting all of the cars here out on track. Here's your points leader, Cody Pannell. We see Hemi Gerardini. He's currently sitting behind Mike Hasty. We'll go ahead and look to see who is going to set the fastest lap time. You know, Cody Pannell was fastest in practice. Kyle Martinson has looked fast. Aaron Johnson, he's fast. Kobe Roberts, he's definitely fast. There's a lot of drivers who have a great chance to win tonight's race. We see Kyle Martinson is right now on the top of the board with a 20.30 as his fastest lap time. Second is Michael Swink, 20.55. Third is Cody Pannell, 20.58. So these drivers are about 0.2 off of Kyle Martinson, your leader right now. If I would have to make a prediction here on who is going to win tonight's race, I'm definitely going to have to go here with Kyle Martinson. Did not turn any practice lap, shows up in qualifying, gets to second on the board. And then here, he's performed very, very well here in our last little practice here. Cody Pannell does get to the top of the board, 20.19. Great lap time for that number 9 machine. Your current points leader, he is about a 10th, or Kyle Martinson's now about a 10th off the leader right now here in practice. It's definitely going to be a big battle here between Pannell and Martinson. But here we go. Practice is wrapping up. And we are getting set now for the feature event. And before we get too much into the feature event, let's go ahead and do your starting lineup. Starting on the pole with a 20.280 as his lap time, Cody Pannell is starting on the pole. Outside of him, it's California's favorite, Kyle Martinson. Third is Kobe Roberts with Shockeye 12 Racing. It's Aaron Johnston fourth. And then rounding out your top five, it's Josh the Jet Oswald. Michael Swink is sitting in sixth. Seventh is Extreme Motorsports' Sam Wetstein. Eighth is Nathan Hall. Ninth is Michigan's very own Mike Hasty. And then rounding out your top 10, it's Frank Barbary. 11th will be Mr. Tyler Rice in the 6th machine. In the 99 Mobile from Indiana, it's Aaron Ward. Oh, there it is. 13th is Ryan Pannell, also with Pannell Racing. He's going to be driving in the number 112. Brandon Hughes will be starting 14th and 15th. Rounding out your top 15, it's Hemi Gerardini. 16th is your heat race winner, Keith Lichtenwalner. And 17th is Eric Lake. Right, here we go. We're going to take one more lap around the 6/10 of a mile bull ring. And then we will be green flag racing here. Once again, your front row, Cody Pannell on the bottom, Kyle Martinson on the top. Pace cars in. Here we go. And green flag is out here for 125 action-packed laps here. Already we're side by side for the lead. Here comes Kyle Martinson on the outside, but through turns 1 and 2, we see Cody Pannell is able to get clear. Kyle Martinson looking back low here as we go into turns 3 and 4. He has the nose. Kyle getting a great run on the bottom. What a move there that we saw on the backstretch. And there we go. Kyle Martinson has been able to get clear, and he is now sitting in the lead. We do see a few cars wrecking Sam Wetstein, but that is not going to bring out a caution. We see right now sitting in third, that is Kobe Roberts. He is right on Cody Pannell's back bumper right now. Right now, Roberts just trying to set up the pass, and also he does have another thing to worry about. He's got Aaron Johnson right on his back bumper. See Cody Pannell beginning to reel back in. Kyle Martinson for the lead. Cody Pannell definitely doesn't want to make it twice in a row to where he started on the pole and still ended up losing the race. He started on the pole last week, but we saw third place starter Aaron Johnson get the win this time. Cody started on the pole, and early on we see Kyle Martinson was able to take the lead, and now Cody is sitting in second right now. Top four all in close proximity of each other. I can see some battles beginning to brew all throughout the field. Kyle Martinson continuing to run fast lap times. 2 laps ago, he ran his fastest lap time of the race. These late models are the fastest they are probably going to be all race long. As the tires begin to wear and wear, the cars are just going to get slower and slower and slower. So these drivers need to take advantage of the perfect car per se. As again, right now, here with less than 10 laps completed, the car is probably the best it's going to be all race long, feeling-wise. Car's not going to be too tight. Car's not going to be too loose. Once those tires wear, the car and the way it feels is just going to get worse and worse and worse. Back here to Cody Pannell sitting in second right now. Let's take a look at that onboard cam to see what it's looking like for him. This is exactly what Cody is seeing right now on his monitor or through his goggles. I will say Aaron Johnson looking low here under Kobe Roberts. He's actually gotten to about his rear quarter panel. Kobe's actually blinking a little bit. We'll see if that affects Aaron any. No, it does not. Aaron slides right into that third spot. And he is going to set his sights on your top 2 right now, Cody Pannell and Kyle Martinson. We do see that Kobe Roberts is not letting Aaron Johnson get away. He's staying right on that 78's back bumper. And if there's one driver who has had a tough break tonight, it is definitely Sam Wetstein. Sam coming into the pits after actually getting into a crash. Let's take a look at what happened. He had Nathan Hall behind him, washed up a little bit too high off of 4 into the outside wall and right into the inside wall. Luckily, it was only a 1-car incident. But man, tough break for Sam. Started the race in the 7th spot. Was looking like he was going to be a top 10 contender. But then that incident ended up happening. Look back here to the battle for the lead. Cody Pannell continuing to chase that 07 of Kyle Martinson. There on entry of 1. He drove right near to his back bumper. Cody definitely getting up there. He's going to look low here on entry of 3 and 4. I can tell he's definitely getting anxious to try to get under Kyle Martinson. And Cody Pannell definitely has to beware. He's got Aaron Johnson right on his back bumper knocking on the door. So Cody Pannell is not only on offense trying to get by Kyle Martinson, he's playing defense, having to hold off that 78. This is the spot where Aaron Johnson started last race. He started in the 3rd position, and he quickly made his way up through the field. Will we see the same thing here tonight with 17 laps completed? And oh no! Aaron Johnson is into the outside wall. That is definitely going to hurt his chances to get up to the lead. Gonna definitely slow down his momentum. So this is gonna allow Cody Pannell a little bit to work on Kyle Martinson without having to worry about who's behind him. Right now, the field is getting pretty spread out. Let's take a look at how your top 5 is looking after 20 laps completed. Right now, sitting in first is Kyle Martin. He started on outside pole and was able to make it to the front. Cody Pannell is sitting in second right now. Actually, hold up. Let me get the driver. There we go. Yep, Cody Pannell is sitting in second. He started on the pole but ended up falling a position. third is Aaron Johnson, the Hueytown, Alabama native. Started in fourth and was able to move up position, getting by Kobe Roberts. Speaking of Kobe Roberts, he is in fourth right now. And that 042, he started inside second row, but ended up losing a spot to Aaron Johnson. And right now, sitting in fifth is Josh the Jet Oswald. I mean, this is where he started, and he's actually kind of in the perfect spot right now, because if something happens up front and there's a wreck up front, he'll be able to drive right by, and there's enough room between him and fourth place that he'll be able to avoid it without having to make any crazy maneuvers. So Josh Oswald sitting in the best spot right now if the racing gets dicey up front. Speaking of the racing getting dicey, we look here back at the battle for the lead. Once again, just Cody Pannell trying to get up to that back bumper of Martinson. I know we've been watching the battles up front. I do want to touch on other battles around the track. For example, can't forget about the battle for 7th. Michael Swink, Brandon Hughes going at it here for the 7th spot. Hughes right now looking low through turns 1 and 2. And he is able to get clear, flies right by. I don't know if maybe Swink is going to try a crossover here. No. Hughes right now sitting pretty good in that 7th spot. And Hughes has actually moved up 7 positions. Started in 14th and is currently your biggest mover of the race. And Brandon Hughes is definitely a driver that you see week after week have to make his way up through the field after bad qualifying attempts. And man, look at this. Again, great job to Hughes for being able to just fly and make his way up through the field and get to 7th. Oh, we saw Cody Pannell there try to look low under Kyle Martinson through 3 and 4. And the field actually getting pretty spread out at the moment. Let's currently look at who currently has the fastest lap time of the race. Right now, if you look through the field, your fastest lap time is actually going to belong to not the driver in first, not the driver in second, not the driver in third. No, the driver with the fastest lap time of the race so far is who's running in fourth. Kobe Roberts, who was actually getting in a battle with Josh Oswald for that 4th spot. We saw Oswald look low under that 042 there through turns 3 and 4, and he is continuing to try to make a move here. Anyway, what I was going to say, Kobe Roberts set a time of 20.28, which is the fastest lap time of the race, but he's kind of been falling like a rock so far ever since he lost the position to Aaron Johnson. His lap times have just been getting slower and slower and slower. And now look at this. Josh Oswald is right on Kobe's back bumper. And there we go. Through 3 and 4, we saw Josh Oswald try to take it low, running that yellow line, but we see Kobe Roberts is able to shut the door. I'll actually go ahead and look here at the cockpit cam of Josh Oswald. Josh Oswald right now sitting in second in points right now. A good finish for him tonight. could definitely help him try to get to the points lead. He's about to the door right now of Roberts, and they're pretty much equal as we go off of 3 and 4. And also, look who's coming as well, Mike Hasty. Mike Hasty also looking low under Cody Roberts. He is able to make it by as well. Looks like Kyle Martinson and Cody Pannell are beginning to run away from the rest of the field. These two are on a whole nother level compared to everybody else. Question is here, what is Cody Pannell going to do? He's been sitting behind Kyle Martinson for so far majority of the race, and let's see if this comes into play. We see Kyle Martinson looking to get around lap traffic. That's Hemi Gerardini, and there's going to be more where that came from, as they're also beginning to catch Ryan Pannell and Frank Barbary. Now, one thing that I'm wondering if maybe Ryan is going to try to hold up Kyle Martinson to help his teammate Pannell Racing working together. Who knows? We see Brandon Hughes beginning to reel in Cody Roberts in continuous trek up through the field. Like I mentioned earlier, Brandon Hughes is your biggest mover of the race so far, gaining 7 positions, and he's looking like he's about to make that 8. Hughes is right there, going back and forth. And wow, he's able to get under on the 2, trade paint a little bit there. Wow, they're beating and banging as they cross the line. And Brandon Hughes is able to get by Cody Robertson. That's his 8th spot gained since the green flag came out. Cody Roberts, though, not letting him get away. Once again, we see the whole field starting to spread apart a little bit. Let's take a look once again at here's how your top 5 is looking. First right now is Kyle Martinson. Second is Cody Pannell. Running in third is Aaron Johnson. Running in fourth, we see Josh Oswald. And then right now, rounding out your top 5, it's Mike Hasty. Right now, the closest battle on track actually is between Aaron Ward and Nathan Hall for that 9th spot. You got to cover all the battles on the track, no matter how far back in the field it is. And we see Aaron Ward just trying to get a little bit low through the corner to get under that number 20. And there we see he's able to do that. And he gets clear. Aaron Ward now up to 9th. He's gained 3 spots since the green flag came out on our initial start. Also, look at this. As they go by some lap traffic, Mike Hasty and Brandon Hughes are beginning to battle for that 5th spot. This is a chance to get into the top 5 and get some solid points. There we see they go by Ryan Pannell. I don't know if maybe we're going to see Hughes try to use one of these lap cars as a pick. Brandon Hughes right on the back bumper of that 72. Whew. A little bit squirrely off of 4 and into the outside wall. That is definitely going to hurt that 111 on his chances to try to get by Hasty. And look at this. Josh the Jet Oswald is going up through the field like a jet. He is coming up on 3rd place right now. Aaron Johnson. Getting closer and closer to that back bumper. Let's see. I was looking to see if maybe he was going to try to think about looking low here in 3 and 4. He does not. I definitely know that he's going to keep on trying. Yep, they're side by side here as we go through turns 3 and 4. Oswald with the nose. And not yet. Aaron Johnson holding his own on the outside. Here we go. Josh Oswald is able to get clear and up into the top 3. But if Josh Oswald, who is sitting in second in points right now, wants a chance to get up to 1st in points, he's got to finish ahead of Cody Pannell, your points leader. And Cody Pannell is about 6 seconds ahead. So right now, Josh Oswald's on a mission to try to reel in your top 2, and it's going to be not a very easy task. 6 seconds separating 2nd and 3rd. And look at this. Here comes Mike Hasty looking low. Under Aaron Johnson, the 2 make contact, and Aaron washes way up the track, and we see Brandon Hughes. Oh no, Brandon Hughes, Brandon Hughes and Mike Hasty into the outside wall. Let's go ahead and get your wreckage replay up there. There we go. All right, here we go. So we see Hasty was making the pass below Aaron Johnson. Aaron Johnson looks like actually drifts down the track a little bit into Hasty. And then we see Brandon Hughes. I think he thought that he was clear of Hasty and just gets right into his back bumper. The 2 of them go around right in to the outside wall. Man, both of them were running so good. That is definitely going to hurt their chances of getting a top 5 or even a top 3 tonight. See Michael Swink, Aaron Johnson, Brandon Hughes all went into the pits. I know Brandon and possibly Aaron had damage to get fixed. I don't know why Michael was into the pits. I don't know if these drivers were coming in to get some fuel maybe. Because this is a very, very long race, 125 laps, and I don't know how much is in a tank for these super late models. Wow, Kyle Martinson so far has dominated this race since taking the lead on, I believe, like lap 5. He has been able to hold off Cody Pannell and keep that lead. But I'm anxious to see what's going to happen here on this restart. Let's do a quick flyby through the field. To answer your question, John, the track is 0.6 of a mile. I know during caution breaks, the drivers shut the cars off on the straightaways just to save as much fuel as possible. The green flag is back out there. We see Kyle Martinson taking off. And he is already able to get clear of Cody Pannell. Here comes Josh Oswald trying to get clear of Kobe Roberts here for third. You're pretty much equal here as we go here through 3 and 4. And caution flag is out. Looks like Frank Barbary, Sam Wetstein involved in this one, and we will go ahead and get your record replay up. Here we go. So Frank Barbary was running up on that outside. He had Sam Wetstein below him. And I think it looks like Barbary came down a little bit, and that turns him around. He gets down into Wetstein. Mike Hasty is involved in a wreck for the second time in a row. Ryan Pannell able to make it through, and I believe Hemi also is going to be able to make it through. So let's see. So watch, you see them go down to the bottom of the track and just shut the cars off for a little bit through the straightaway. That's just to save as much fuel as possible. Let's see, 60 to 75 laps. Yeah, this is an interesting league for sure, because, I mean, first of all, 125 laps. You don't have an extra set of tire to change. And, I mean, there's rarely any cautions, so pit strategy is always very, very weird, because the only thing you really have to worry about is fuel. So you see these drivers doing everything in their power to save fuel so that they don't have to come in. Like something happened to him more under caution. Oh, looks like he got into the back of Kobe Roberts a little bit. Gotcha, John. Here we go. Lights are off on the pace car, so we are getting ready to go back green. Kyle Martinson will be restarting the bottom. Above him, it's Cody Pannell. Pace car is in. Green flag is back out, and there we see Kyle Martinson taking off. But Cody Pannell is right there on that 07's back bumper, not letting him get away. Side by side behind them between Kobe Roberts and Josh Oswald. Roberts is actually getting a great run on the outside, but we see Oswald fights back there through 3 and 4. Also see Aaron Johnson is there as well, and he is able to get clear. See Kobe Roberts right on Aaron Johnson's back bumper. This is the battle for 4th. I know 2 cautions ago, Aaron Johnson was involved in the incident, went into the pits. Ooh, we see Kobe Roberts almost gets into the 78's back bumper. See Aaron Johnson beginning to reel in that number 17 machine. Right there. Here comes Aaron Johnson looking low. He's continuing to try to set up that pass. It's actually, there it is. Let's take a look here at the cockpit cam of that number 78 machine. Had to check up a little bit there to avoid getting into Oswald's back bumper. Thing you gotta watch out for is you definitely want to be low on exit off of the corner of 4. But one problem that I see happen all the time, it happened to me when I was running official races, Legends here, is you can't get too much on that apron off of exit or you're gonna spin, and that almost happened there to Aaron Johnson. field getting spread out a little bit. Kyle Martinson right now is hanging out with a 4/10 lead right now over second place. Cody Pannell now 5/10. And we look back here at Aaron Johnson trying to get back to third, where he was for a lot of this race. Yeah, I mean, right now at any moment, Johnson can make a move. Oh, Aaron Johnson gives Josh Oswald a little bit of a bumper. Johnson, though, very, very loose off of 2. That's going to slow him down a little bit. See, Hemi Girardini gets into a crash. Doesn't look like the caution flag is going to come out. I do want to check out what happened anyway. Here's what happened. Hemi was running with Ryan Pannell. Pannell looked low, washes up the track a little bit right into Hemi's rear quarter panel, and Hemi into the inside wall. Look back here at your current battle for the third spot right now. We see Aaron Johnson not afraid to use the chrome horn. He already gave Josh Oswald a bump once, and I definitely think he might try it again. Oh boy. They are coming up on some lap traffic there. They go by Hemi Girardini. And I definitely think they're going to be coming up. Oh no! Hemi into the outside wall. I was hoping it. Yep, looks like nothing happened because of it. I was worried that there's maybe going to be an incident because Hemi got into the outside wall. Here we see Aaron Johnson looking down low. Here he comes into 1 and 2. Clear. We see Aaron Johnson into the top 3 after he gets clear of Josh Oswald. But I do not think we have seen the end of Josh Oswald. He is sticking right on Aaron Johnson's back bumper end. Hey, I definitely think he remembers that bump that he got from the 78. I don't know. We might see the 17 return the favor. Martinson right now has almost gotten his lead to a second over Cody Pannell. I mean, it's looking pretty good for Kyle Martinson to get the win. I mean, unless something big happens, it's looking pretty good for that 07 right now. Don't want to jinx anything. The announcer jinx is real. But, again, it is looking pretty good for Kyle Martinson right now. Yeah, the field's getting pretty spread out. I think right now, for the race, right now is the perfect opportunity here to pump up the intensity. So here we go. Get ready to hear the sounds and sights of the racetrack. There's pump up the intensity for you as we take a look here back at the racing action and back to your current leader, Kyle Martinson, who now has less than 25 laps to go here until he crosses the finish line. And again, it's looking pretty good that he is going to hold on to that lead, but I've seen crazier things happen. Do you see Nathan Hall? This is the battle for ninth. He is coming up on Tyler Rice. Hall is right there. Yep, he's able to look low. He's got the nose here off of the corner, and yep, he gets clear. Nathan Hall is now up to ninth. Oh, Ryan Pannell into the outside wall. We see somebody else collected as well. I do want to go back and look at what happened. Pannell into the outside wall. We see, oh my gosh, Cody Pannell was almost involved in that. And yep, the yellow flag is going to come out. So we'll do the wreckage replay here. So here is what all went down here. We were watching the battle between Nathan Hall and Tyler Rice when in the corner of my eye I saw this happen, and this was while Ryan Pannell was getting lapped by Kyle Martinson, Cody Pannell, and all the leaders. He drifts up, does the kind thing and lets Kyle Martinson go low, but he actually washes up the track a little bit too much to where he gets into like the marbles and stuff. And washes up right into the outside wall. In fact, he does get a little bit airborne. And oh, we see Cody Pannell runs right in to Ryan's back bumper. And then Ryan slides all the way down into the inside wall. And then he's just going to sit there. Wow. Well, there is an interesting turn of events there. We see Ryan Pannell entering pit road. He's going to have heavy damage after not only getting into the outside wall, but getting into the inside wall, getting some contact from Cody Pannell. He was beat and banged there during that little wreck that we saw. And this is our third caution of the race. It's pretty good. After, let's see, last race at Martinsville, we saw 4 cautions. So, I mean, it's definitely been a pretty clean race. We've only seen 3 incidents, and I mean, they've all been pretty little. So here's how your top 5 is looking right now. Kyle Martinson first. Cody Pannell in second. He's got actually a lot of front end damage. See Aaron Johnson in third. Josh Oswald in fourth. And then rounding out your top 5, it is Kobe Roberts. Pace car's in. Kyle Martinson takes off, and he's able to get, and look at that. Aaron Johnson with a great run on the bottom. He is also able to get by Cody Pannell, and Aaron Johnson is actually looking to try to get up there to the lead. Aaron Johnson right on the 07 of Kyle Martinson's back bumper. He is there for sure. I mean, what a fantastic restart there for Aaron Johnson. He was starting inside second row, and that's the best place to be sometimes, is you're starting right behind the person who was controlling the restart. I mean, as soon as Kyle went off, so did Aaron, and it was enough to get by Cody Pannell. But the question is, does Aaron Johnson have enough speed to also get by Kyle Martinson? We'll see here. There we go. 10 laps to go for Kyle Martinson to hold off Aaron Johnson and get the victory. We'll see what happens here. I think it's going to be a wild final 10 laps. As again, Aaron Johnson right on Kyle Martinson's back bumper. We see Ryan Pannell into the pits. Ryan Pannell has had a very, very rough race after getting into the outside wall, getting into the inside wall during our little last caution, and all because he was just letting the leaders go by under him. It's been such a rough race there for Ryan Pannell. And oh no! Yellow flag is out, and that's Brandon Hughes. Someone who was running so well tonight. He is involved in our most recent incident, and we'll take a look at what happened. And he was in 5th when this happened. He was going to have a top 5. So here we go. Brandon is coming up on Josh Oswald's back bumper. We see he gets a little bit loose, gets on the apron. And I think he checked up a little bit so that he didn't get into Oswald's back bumper, and he slows down a little bit too much to where Roberts gets right into his back bumper, and then Hughes just gets sent around. It's like Frank Barbary is getting his lap back. And that's putting him back in contention. I don't think, let's see. I think Barbary definitely has a top 10, maybe even top 5 car. We'll see. He does have his lap back, so anything is possible now that he has his lap back. He couldn't really make a lot of moves down a lap, but now that he's back a lap, we'll see what happens for him. To see a green-white checkered here when we go back green. I'm not entirely sure. We are still under pace laps here at USA. I think the question is, can Aaron Johnson get by Kyle Martinson here on this restart? Aaron Johnson trying to make it 2 wins in a row after winning last week at Martinsville. If Johnson does not win tonight's race, we will see a first-time winner tonight. So here we go. Kyle Martinson will be restarting on the bottom. Aaron Johnson will be restarting on the top. And green flag is back out. There we see Kyle Martinson taking off. But Aaron Johnson, look at that. He is right there on Martinson's back bumper. What's he going to try to do here? He's got to do something aggressive. And he does have Cody Pannell right on his back bumper. Final lap. Right now it's looking pretty good for Kyle Martinson. He's got a 3/10 lead as we go into turns 3 and 4. And coming off of 4, dominating this race, Kyle Martinson is your winner here at USA International Speedway. Aaron Johnson gets second. Cody Pannell gets third. Wow. What a race there for Kyle Martinson. And there we see Kyle Martinson burning it down. Great win for that number 07 machine. So here we go. We are getting ready here for the driver interviews. Let's start off by pulling in your third place finisher, Cody Pannell.
What's up? Why can't I watch that?
Cody, this is out in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Awesome. Well, wow. What a race for you. You started on the pole, and we saw around lap 5, Kyle was able to get by you, and y'all two were battling for majority of the race until we saw that final or 2 cautions before the end. We saw Aaron just got a little bit better of a restart than you, starting on the inside second row, and he was able to get clear of you. But, I mean, you were still hanging right up with the top 3. You had a top 3 car all race. I mean, what did you think of this race here at USA International Speedway?
Kind of disappointed. This is the second week in a row that I've gotten the pole and haven't been able to capitalize on it. But, man, those 09 guys are just fast as hell. There's just to be in the fight with them is, good for me. It lets me know that I'm learning and doing something right and getting better every week. And yeah, I think it was pretty early on, lap 2 or 3. I got loose coming off of one of the turns, and Kyle was able to get by me. And clear track was all he needed. He didn't make a mistake all night long. And then there at the very end, I had gotten into a lap car, got in the wall right as I was trying to get around them, and got some damage on my right front. And then yeah, Aaron was able to get by me on one of those restarts. But I think this is about the 7th or 8th time I finished third in this series. I'm ready to get a win.
I mean, what do you think is maybe the one thing that you're going to have to do to get into the win column?
I think the 09 guys are gonna have to stay home for a week or something, man. I don't know. I got to be more consistent. I've made mistakes, that have allowed them to, and they don't really make mistakes, So if you slip up, they get by you. That's pretty much it. So hopefully I can work on my consistency and just try to put an entire race together, and hopefully it's coming.
Got you. Well, before we let you go, Cody, is there anybody you would like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I got to thank Garland Roberts Trucking as my primary sponsor. ARCS Racing, the league that I came into iRacing with, they've helped me a ton. And you for the broadcast, and Josh and his whole group for letting me run with them. It's a blast every week to run with these guys.
Yep, and it was definitely awesome watching you make some awesome moves out there tonight. So, again, congratulations on the 3rd place finish, Cody, and have a great rest of your night.
Appreciate it, buddy. You too.
Yep, thank you. Well, there you have it. We're now getting ready for the 2nd place interview with Aaron Johnson. Here we go. Aaron, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, awesome. Wow, what a roller coaster race for you. I mean, you started in the 4th spot, and early on, you were able to make it by Cody Roberts, and then we saw you get into a little bit of an incident there. I believe it was like the first caution that came out, had to come into the pits, fell to about the back of the pack. Then you were able to make your way up through the field. We're running in the top 5, and then we saw on that last restart there, or second to last restart, we saw you were able to get a little bit of a better restart over Cody, and you stayed in 2nd for the rest of the race. I mean, what was your take on this race here at USA?
It was a great race. Car just kept getting real tight during the run, but I knew from what I was doing, my car hit the wall a couple times. Well, I hit it. I knew it would get tighter. So I went into the pits and get it fixed. Then I felt like I was almost the fastest car in the race.
You did have the 2nd fastest lap time of tonight's race. I think, is there anything you think you maybe could have done better to maybe have gotten the 1st place spot?
I just probably needed more time
Gotcha.
at the end there.
Gotcha. I mean, sometimes time isn't on your side, but again, awesome race. Again, having that incident and still being able to work your way back up to the field. I mean, is there anybody you would like to thank for your performance tonight?
Yeah, I like to thank my teammate Kyle Martinson for running me clean and everything. I like to thank 09, Shotguy 12 Racing, Kent Hunley, JB, Kyle, Josh Oswald, Jason, and everybody that helps put this on. I appreciate coming to run it every week.
Awesome. Well, again, great run tonight coming back from the incident, and hopefully we'll see another great performance next week. Aaron, have a great rest of your night.
You too.
And now it is time to talk to the man of the hour, the number 07. We have Kyle Martinson. Let's go ahead and pull him in. Kyle, this is out in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. What a fantastic race for you. I mean, you started outside pole. You were sitting behind Cody for a little bit. Then we saw he got a little bit loose. You were able to take the lead, and you were just able to hold off everybody else. You were just on a whole nother level compared to everybody else there out on track. I mean, what did you think of this race?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I knew with Cody getting loose there on lap 1, it was going to make my race a lot easier because he's really quick, and it's a lot of fun. Glad we could park her in victory lane.
I mean, what do you think? What do you think you were doing better than everybody else that, I mean, helped you secure your win? It was just maybe, was that thing that happened on the first lap with Cody, or, I mean, something else? Tires? I mean.
Yeah, it was a little bit of that, and I was just trying to back up my corners as much as I get away with, trying to just kind of keep in front of those guys, and I think it definitely played off later on in the race. Just what you got to do in these fixed races.
Got you. Well, before we let you go, is there anybody else you would like to thank, Kyle?
Yeah, I got to thank everyone throwing this lead together. Jason Warren, Josh Oswald, and all the other guys. Had a blast tonight. I got to thank all my teammates 09, Aaron Johnson, Kent Hunley, Daniel Pope, Parker Chavez, Alex McCollum, and everyone else makes these race cars quick, and everyone at Shot Guy as well.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on your first win of the season, Kyle, and hopefully maybe we'll see 2 in a row next week. I mean, we'll see, but again, congratulations on the win, Kyle, and have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for a great podcast.
Yep, thank you. There you have it, folks. That is the race here at USA International Speedway. One more time, give a round of applause for your winner, Kyle Martinson. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in to watch the broadcast here on Intensity Broadcasting. As always, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as it would be greatly appreciated. Check us out on Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. We're always dropping polls and interacting with our viewers on there. And then, if you haven't already, if you have Roku TV or Fire TV, make sure to download the eRacing TV app to get Intensity Broadcasting on your big screen on Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Intensity Broadcasting's broadcasts are on eRacing TV for your enjoyment, so you don't want to miss it if you're a iRacing or racing fan. Again, eRacing TV, you can punch it in on Roku TV or Fire TV, and again, get us on your big screen. But I'm Matt Leatman-Wieston on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.